Black just castled kingside, but it's very risky as white's pawns are dangerously close to the king, ready to open up the kingside and make it vulnerable to attacks as white plays g6, ready to create opportunities to weaken black's defenses. But black plays h6, thinking they've stopped white's devastating plans, but little do they know, black is up against the ruthless play of Mikhail, the most savage chess player to exist. As white plays their first brilliant move, bishop takes h6, sacrificing the bishop. The idea is, if the bishop is taken, white will play queen d2, attacking the undefended h7 pawn. And if black defends it with king g7, white will take f7, and after black takes back, it leaves black's king extremely exposed to a monstrous amount of white's pieces to attack black's very exposed king. However, Tal's opponent feared the savagery of the sacrifice and denied it by playing the blunder f5. It looks quite logical, trying to kick the knight away from its central position. But it's a blunder because white plays their second brilliant move. Rook takes d5, sacrificing the rook, the knight and the bishop in the same move. The idea behind it is simple. If we go back to the blunder of f5, we can see this attacks the knight. And if this knight decided to move away from the threat, for example, g3, black will play the brilliant move, knight to c3 check, sacrificing the knight. We can see this knight is forking the king and queen, but white can take it with pawn takes c3. But this is a trap because when black takes the pawn on c3, it creates a discovered check on white's king. And no matter where white goes, black checkmates white with queen to b2 checkmate. This is why f5's idea seems sound, but it fails due to Tal's rook sacrifice on d5 as it gets rid of black's counterplay with the knight. Black takes the rook, and white finally escapes the two attacks on the knight by playing knight to g3, which reveals a discovered attack on black's bishop on e7 from the queen on e2. So in response, black defends the bishop with rook a to e8. Now white plays their third brilliant move with the subtle queen to d2, sacrificing the bishop again. Now the idea behind this is quiet but aggressive at the same time. The queen now aligns with the same diagonal as the bishop, and if the bishop is taken, white will take the pawn on h6, and there is checkmate with queen to h7, and black has to sacrifice everything to postpone the checkmate, but it's still mate in 19 for white. Black plays knight to c5, trying to reroute it to e6 to defend the kingside, as well as to deter white's pieces to continue attacking. However, Tal doesn't just attack with his minor pieces. He uses every ounce of his arsenal to whittle his opponent as he plays h6. Constricting his opponent to the fullest, black plays rook f6, trying to chip away at what white has left of an attack. But white plays pawn takes g7, opening a clear file for the rook. Black's knight takes the pawn, thinking that the attack has subsided, but they are wrong, because white plays their fourth brilliant move, bishop c7, sacrificing the bishop. The idea is, it gives the queen on d2 a crucial square of h6, and you'll see why that is important in a second. Black takes the bishop with their queen, but that's what white wanted black to do as white plays their fifth and final brilliant move, rook h8 check, sacrificing the rook. Now black is forced to take the rook, which lures black's king out. Now white uses that crucial h6 square to gain a tempo against the black king by playing queen h6 check. Black is forced to move their king to h7. Now white plays queen to h7, aided by the pawn, checking the king. Again, black is forced to herd their king into the corner at f8, and Mikhail finished the legendary game and sequence with queen h8, checkmate. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to check more of my epic chess content on my channel, or click the related video link for more content. Chesscadia out.